Hey guys, well, it's Friday, and this is a mini lame humor spot for all you guys on Friday afternoon. And as it turns out, there ended up being some food and restaurant humor. So we'll jump right into it for this pre-Labor Day lame humor Friday. So a couple goes to a meal at this Chinese restaurant. They see that the special is chicken surprise, so they order the chicken surprise. They're waiting for the meal to come. They finally bring it out. It's in a very big pot with a lid on it. They set it down on the table, and the wife starts to get her plate for her serving. And all of a sudden, the top of the pot lifts up, and she sees these two little beady eyes looking around in the pot. And it scares the heck out of her, and she jumps back and she goes, "Oh my gosh, did you see that?" turning to her husband. And her husband says, "What was that?" And he pulls the pot over, and he looks at it. And again, the pot lid rises up, and there's two little beady eyes in there. And he goes, "Oh my goodness, what is that?" So he jumps up and he calls the waiter to come over and starts telling the waiter what's going on with this pot. And the waiter said, "Well, what did you order?" And he said, "Well, we ordered the chicken surprise." And he went, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I made a mistake and I served you the Peking duck." Peking duck. That's what they got instead of the chicken surprise. How about you Star Wars fans out there? So Luke and Obi-Wan go to a Chinese restaurant. So they sit down and to eat, and Luke is just having the worst time with the chopsticks. His food's falling all over the place. He's making a big mess. And so Obi just says, "Luke, use the forks." The forks. So while I was doing all this restaurant humor, I actually thought of a great franchise restaurant idea that I think could be very, very successful. It would be packed every night. You would name the restaurant "I Don't Care." Just think about it for a minute. You know, all those times you ask your spouse, "Where would you like to eat tonight?" There you go. I don't care. There's a new restaurant, I think it's an Indian restaurant actually, it's called Karma. And there's no menu, you just get what you deserve. That would be the Karma restaurant. Here's a riddle for you. So, what does an Italian chef make in a Chinese restaurant? Chow mein. Chow mein. Chow mein, of course. Then there was the truck driver that stopped at a little roadside restaurant, kind of a barbecue place. He ordered a cheeseburger and coffee and an apple pie. So he's just having lunch, and these three bikers roll in on their motorcycles and park, and they're troublemakers, you know, just kind of out to stir up something. So they walk up to this guy, they grab his apple pie, the other guy grabs his cheeseburger, and the other guy grabs his coffee, and they just wolf it down. Truck driver doesn't do anything. He's very calm, collected, gets up, pays his tab, walks out, and leaves. So the guys are kind of laughing about it. The waitress comes over, and one of the bikers says, "Wow, he's not much of a man, is he?" And the waitress said, "Yeah, I guess not. And he's not much of a driver either. It looks like his 18-wheeler just backed over 3 Harleys." So, you know, what goes around comes around. Oh, and this was in the news about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was just arrested for almost fatally beating to death the waitress at the Pizza Hut restaurant. Yep. Apparently he had ordered a pizza, and he was almost finished, and she came by and said, "You want a box for the rest of that pizza?" It's not what she should have said. What do you call an average potato? Commentator. Commentator. I know, I told you this was lame. So here was a couple driving through Aggie land. This is for my Texas friends down there. A couple driving through Aggie country, and they got to the city of Green, but you know, if you've ever seen the town, it's spelled funny. And so he was saying it was pronounced Green, and she was saying it was pronounced Grony. So they were arguing back and forth about how to pronounce the name of this town. So they stopped in to eat, and they went up and they were asking the waitress, "Would you help us settle this argument? Could you please tell us how you pronounce where we are?" and please pronounce it very slowly so it's clear. And she said, Burger King. So I don't think she really understood what they were wanting. So I'm going to actually end off now. I have one, there's always something going on with Mitch and his wife Becca. And he just tends to put his foot in his mouth. So apparently they were doing some spring cleaning. And Becca told Mitch that she was going to donate her clothes to Goodwill, and that she wanted him to drop off the clothes. And of course he said, why do we need to drop off the clothes at Goodwill? It'd be just easier, why don't you just throw the clothes away? And Becca said, I don't want to throw them away. There are people that are poor and hungry that need those clothes. Now, Mitch could have just left it there and said, okay, honey, I'll take the clothes to Goodwill. But he just had to say, honey, if anyone fits into your clothes, they're not starving. And I think the stitches are coming out this week. I think that's what he told me. So anyway, it's a short joke day today. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great Labor Day weekend, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.